Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Afiq bin Muhammad Syud and my matric number is 299728. Today I will be presenting a labour right case involving Goodyear Malaysia. This case focuses on allegation made by foreign workers from Nepal, India and Myanmar. These workers claim that Goodyear failed to pay their full wages, made wrongful salary deduction and forced them to work excessive overtime. Some even reported that their passport were kept by the company, which is a serious violation of working rights. Because of this issue, a total of 185 foreign workers filed cases at the industrial court between 2019 and 2020. They argue that they were not given the same benefit as local workers, even though they perform similar job roles. This case is important because it shows a much bigger problem in Malaysia manufacturing sector, where many migrant workers often face unfair treatment.
My name is Nur Damia Afika binti Amiruddin. My matric number is 30022. I want to present about industrial relation issue in Goodyear Company. We have 8 IR issue in Goodyear Company. First, unpaid wages. The foreign workers are claiming about 5 million ringgit in unpaid wages. For example, the workers are from Nepal, Myanmar and India. Second, wrongful salary deduction. Goodyear Company made illegal deduction which is from foreign workers' salary. 3. Excessive overtime. Show some migrant working as many as 229 hours a month in overtime, but the legal working time limit in Malaysia is only 104 hours. 4. Discrimination. The workers claimed the company was not giving them shift allowance, annual bonus and pay increase even though these benefits were available to local staff, which is they doing the same work or task.
Assalamualaikum Doktor. My name Muhammad Amar bin Muhammad Tirmizi. My number matric 299886. So, I want to continue about IR relation issue in Goodyear Company. Number 5. Passport withholding. A worker received his passport only after 8 years. This is a serious violation of human rights. 6. Violation of the collective agreement. Goodyear did not follow the CA benefit that foreign workers were legally entitled to. 7. Unfair labour or intimidation. A worker were pressured to sign letter withdrawing their legal compliance without their lawyer knowledge. Next point is Labour Department charge. Malaysia Labour Department charge and fine Goodyear for excessive working hour and wrongful salary deduction.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Shasha Maharina binti Mama Asim and my matric number is 3043. I will explain the preventive measures Goodyear should have taken regarding the issues. So the first issue is unpaid wages. Under Section 19 of the Employment Act 1955, employers are required to pay wages no later than the 7th day of the following month. In this case, Goodyear failed to pay wages to foreign workers, resulting in approximately 5 million ringgit in unpaid salaries. This constitutes a statutory breach and failure of the employer's contractual obligation to remunerate employees for work performed. To prevent this issue, Goodyear should have implemented a strict payroll system to ensure timely wage payments, maintain sufficient payroll funds, conducted regular audits on subcontractor and provided clear payslips and wage records to all workers. Failure to comply with wages payment obligation may result in fines, enforcement action by the Labour Department and wage recovery claims in the Industrial or Labour Court. The second issue involves wrongful salary deductions. According to Section 24 of the Employment Act 1955, deduction from wages are only permitted if they are expressly allowed by law or made with the employee's written consent. However, illegal deduction were made from the salaries of foreign workers without lawful authority, which unlawfully reduced their net wages. As a preventive measure, Goodyear should have implemented a written wage deduction policy that complies with Section 24, prohibited subcontractors from imposing unauthorized deductions, ensured all deductions were clearly itemized in payslips, and conducted regular payroll compliance audits. Non-compliances in this area exposes to employer to statutory penalties, wage restitution orders, fines, and possible prosecution by the Labour Department. Third issue is excessive overtime under the Employment Act 1955 and the Employment Limitation of Overtime Work Regulation. Overtime is limited to 104 hours per month and must be compensated at statutory rates. In this case, workers were required to perform up to 229 hours of overtime per month, far exceeding the legal limit. This posed serious health and safety risks and constituted a labour law violation. To prevent excessive overtime, Goodyear should have monitored working hours using proper time recording system, increased manpower to meet production demands, ensured overtime did not exceed statutory limits, and paid overtime at legally prescribed rates. Failure to comply constitute a statutory offence and may result in fines, prosecution, workplace injury liabilities, and industrial disputes. The fourth issue is discrimination and unequal treatment of foreign workers. Under the Industrial Relations Act 1967, collective agreements are legally binding, and the principle of equal treatment is recognized under industrial court jurisprudence. In this case, foreign workers were denied shift allowance, bonuses, and pay increments provided under collective agreement, despite performing the same work as local employees. To prevent discrimination, Goodyear should have applied all collective agreements benefit uniformly to eligible workers, trained HR and management on collective agreement compliance, ensured foreign workers were not excluded without lawful justification, and conducted periodic compliance reviews. Failure to comply with collective agreement may lead to industrial court action, back payment orders, penalties, and reputational damage to the employer.
Assalamualaikum Doctor, my name is Nur Syafiqah Ain binti Murti. My matric number is 299699. So next, I'm going to continue to present about preventive measure Goodyear should have taken. For passport withholding, under the Passport Act 1966 and related immigration regulation, private parties they are not allowed to retain another person's passport without lawful authority. In this case, Goodyear withheld migrant workers' passport, restricting their freedom of movement and raising serious criminal and human rights concerns. To prevent this, employers must establish a strict written policy prohibiting passport retentions, ensure employees keep their own passport at all the times, and make sure to educate HR and manager that passport retentions is illegal. Failure to comply may amount to unlawful restraint or deprivation of liberty. In serious case, it may support claims of forced labor or human trafficking, and employers may face criminal charge, fines, and immigration penalties. Next, for violation of the collective agreement. Under the IRA 1967, collective agreements are legally binding and enforceable through the industrial court. In the Goodyear case, the employer failed to comply with the agreed terms and conditions stated in the collective agreement, particularly for foreign workers. So to prevent this, Goodyear must ensure that the collective agreement is properly executed and then follow grievance procedure before taking unilateral actions, and train manager on collective agreement obligations and maintain proper records to prove compliance. Failure to comply may result in industrial court orders for back pay, damage, or specific performance, and can damage industrial harmony and employer credibility. Next, unfair labor practice and intimidations. The Industrial Relations Act 1967 protect employee right to make complaints and seek legal representations without intimidations. In this case, workers were pressured to withdraw complaints without legal advice, which constitutes unfair labor practice. So to prevent this, Goodyear must prohibit intimidations, and then they need to allow free access to legal or union representations and train management on a proper complaint handling and implement clear whistleblowing procedure. And then failure to comply this may lead to industrial court remedies, compensations, reinstatement orders, and serious reputation damage. So last one is Labor Department charge and fines. Under the Employment Act 1955, offense include unpaid wages, unlawful deductions, and excessive overtime. Goodyear breached statutory requirements by allowing excessive working hours and making wrongful salary deductions, which led to Labor Department enforcement actions. So to prevent such violations, Goodyear should maintain a compliance calendar, conduct internal audits, train HR and payroll staff, and cooperate fully with authorities during the investigations. And then failure to comply may result in fines, prosecutions, auditory arrears, and continue monitoring by the Labor Department.
To conclude our analysis, the Goodyear Malaysia case is a clear example of systematic labour rights violations, primarily targeting their foreign workforce. First, the issues were severe. The company faces claim of over 5 million ringgit in unpaid wages and exposed workers to excessive overtime, with some clocking nearly 230 hours in a month, more than double the legal limit. Second, the company was found guilty of discrimination by denying foreign workers key benefits like annual bonuses and allowance that were guaranteed to local staff under their collective agreement. The industrial court upheld the principle that foreign workers performing the same job are entitled to the same benefit. Third, the violation went beyond pay. They include illegal acts like making wrongful deduction, withholding passport for up to 8 years, and an acknowledged act of intimidation where they pressure workers to drop their lawsuits. Ultimately, the industrial court ruled in favour of the workers, and the Malaysian Labour Department imposed fines. This case is a crucial reminder for all organisations. Strict adherence to the Employment Act, the Industrial Relations Act, and all terms of a collective agreement is non-negotiable. Failure to comply not only result in significant financial penalties and legal order, but also severe reputational damage on an international scale. That's all from me. Thank you.